When I was a kid, I could sit down and draw for 6 hours straight and without even noticing it. I didn't want to eat, to drink, to, go to toilet. I just liked it. It wasn't discipline, it wasn't a hard work, it was just a flow. That feeling when you lose track of time because it's fully inside of you and you are inside of this process. So, of course, I went to art college. Spoiler, it was a mistake. 4 years later, working in design, art industry, photography, I understood that it's not about creativity at all, you know? A lot of people who are working in this industry, some of them became more cynical, can tell you very interesting things. You just need to listen. And what is all about? I can say that it's about performing, posturing, politics, reverse engineer some ideas for masses and for other people. And it's very tightly with marketing, and it's not about your self-expression or following your passion, because the highest unemployment rate is in creative industries. Small spoiler. Yeah, some people will hate me for this, but guys, it's a true. You can disagree with me, but you will find it very soon. It's also about look like you have a good taste, because you cannot have something without, like, if you're a designer, you must to be this and this. It's like your identity. You cannot change it. Like, you must to feel, you must to see, you must to touch, you must to say, yeah, it's a good choice, no, it's not. And you must to show it in full your body, full your clothes, and so on. I also thought that I was chasing some beauty, but after I've started to work in my industry, I started to notice this gap of people, because people who are like to draw, who like to feel, they have very self-absorbing world around them. It's professional deformation. It's not bad. It's not good. In some cases, it's very cool, like with Steve Jobs. But how we know? It wasn't a good thing for people around him, and this perfectionism hurt them. And it's all about designers. If you're a good designer, you will be with high probability close to this thing. And I realized that I want to go down into thinking processes and how design decisions are made. I started to read a lot. I read this design of everyday things, and I was interested in how this process is working. And when I was in design in 2020, I think, or 2022, came ChatGPT and all this crap, this Midjourney, and I wasn't very smart or bright or something, but I understood that, yeah, designers, you will have less work. And it was also about me. I was panicking about it, and yeah, it's because now I'm in this AI field, because I know that I could bring more value and make more with my time, with those automations and thinking processes, instead of just thinking with only my head. Of course, for some people, systems thinking, mental models, all this is very, let's say, boring, But this is boring what is could make from untalented, unprepared designer who really wants to learn and become a mature designer to do real decisions. Because your intuition is what is in your head and how you operate in this world. But before that, you had some experiences. You could say, wow, I think in this way, and fuck, it's working, and you start to use it. And it's your own mental models of how you perceive this world, how you experiencing this, how you absorb it in yourself. And I was interested also how decisions are get layered. Like you have layer of decisions when you start building a product, like feeling of users of end product. After this, how this user will interact with this product, what main functions, essence of it. Of course, you must do this on the first layer, but on the second you become more precisely. And on the third you start to build on top design flows, first prototypes, ideas, concepts, sketches, and more concrete stuff. But those first two layers are very important. Those tiny choices on the beginning really shapes how the product will be in the end. I was very curious, I don't know why, but I liked showy design. I really wanted to be a showy designer, but after I realized that it's very difficult to come through and I must to provide something, and I didn't know where to start. And I just sketched some shoe prototypes, how it could be made, materials. I watched bunch of videos about shoe manufacturing, how could you decide about material, how could you think about some model, how do you think about particular things. And it was like 1 year ago, I think. And recently I had an idea like why I can't make what I've learned into a system process where you could find how the decision was made and this flow. Because a lot of people thinks that creativity don't have a system. Artists don't must to have a schedule. Also, I thought in this way, and I could say to you, yeah, you could be without a schedule. Yeah, you could work whenever you want, but yeah, you will have no money. Because consistency, your improvement, your deliberate practice and iteration, it what is really creates this space and the space for creativity basically. And I see a lot of people who want to go into art industry, but they do not get the price and how good you must to be. It's not about when you want or don't want. You must to do 100 times more of deliberate practice of iteration. Quick remark. Iteration is not about doing the same 100 times. It's about you've made one time, you came to the second step. And on the second step, ideally, you must to get a feedback. And from this first, you must go to the third. And you have this basically upstairs with your learning. And you must do really a lot, comparably to other industries. Yeah, we've told that being creative means to suffer, to to chase perfect genius idea, to how I mentioned before, living without schedule and being hungry because you will have more inspiration. I don't know really. Following your passion, thinking not linearly because creativity isn't linear, but I really know that's no. Creativity is linear if you know how properly organize your thoughts and go in specific direction. Creativity isn't a struggle. Just hear me. Picking what matters, choosing between ideas, understanding that this idea is better not because I like it, but because it's really have some purpose on it. It's really a very capitalistic approach, but surprise, surprise, is it a solving a painful problem? Also, you must remember about what to ignore, what what to delete, and the more you delete, the better. I could say I also struggled with this, but now I realize that I could do it and isn't very difficult. Just principle in life that just delete as much as you can and focusing as much as you can on what you have. And this focus time must be on real things and real people, real relations, real projects. Also, you must know when to stop. Like, do you need something or not? The real magic isn't the sketch at all. It's how you set up the whole process, how it works, and how are you able to deliver results. Creativity is simple. You make decisions, you set rules for yourself and system you are around, and you solve problems. That's it. Not thousand sketches, not suffering, not thinking, fuck, I could better. Just smart decisions staked on top of each other and delivering this result for your client because a lot of people in creativity and creative industry want to get clients, and I know it's tough and it's difficult, and yeah, now with a lot of tools you can automate it also. Today, the biggest creative wins don't come from people sitting alone making things by hand. Of course, it's very important to being able to draw your ideas, to sketch them, to say why you made this decision. But it's not what alternatively humans can do. Creativity comes from people who design systems. Systems to come up with ideas, systems to test what works, and systems to build faster, better, more efficient, better results. You are picked up the idea if you know what is user flow, those feelings, how person should to react on this product, if you know your customers, if you know their pains, if you know what they are doing with those shows, for example, you could really prompt very good ChatGPT or other stuff to generate for you really useful user personas, user systems, user ideas to come up with. And if we connect here Midjourney, Sora, what's next, other custom models, fine-tuned models, you could produce really deliberate systems for specific problem with as much as you can, let's say, power. Because I'm not selling you ideas that you must use AI. Just, of course, I won't, but I wouldn't. I just can say that creativity is really changing. It's not about evolution, revolution, AI will replace us, and all this stuff. It's more about how could you think in those terms and systems, and how could you leverage it. Because I'm not very smart, and of course a lot of people in corpus just made it already and they are using it. If you're not using it, you're a little bit behind, and your clients not interested in how you made your decisions, really, but if you are able to show them specifics, how, why, when, and in quantity that they want, like, you're ahead. I made a system which really helps me to make a lot of design decisions. I know it's not very ethical and so on, but I found the ways to use it in my specific projects for specific people and in specific situations. And now I just played and made this for making sketches, shows, and prototypes for showy industry. Like, just I was interested in it. And yeah, it could be leveraged as a system for other things. And yeah, it's basically about how to make like this concept designs, what materials to use, what user feeling, what mood of this thing should be, how it should respond and react with user, and basically generate me what I need for a concept. I'm not from this showy or fashion industry, but I've noticed some waves in those fashion weeks when AI generated collection like Midjourney, and I think we should leverage it. Yeah, in art school they will say you work harder, draw more, you are made not enough, express yourself, follow your passion, you are so smart, you are so bright, you're so creative. But they never say to you, work less, build systems, work smarter, and always ask, why are we working on this project? All courses will push idea of pixel pushing, of pixels moving, because it's design, it must be perfect. I just know this person who will sit 12 hours in tweaking a small button, because I know I could make it with components and don't must spend this time because it's just unpaid. It's not paid off for a perfect button. I think now the leverage is to have workflows which are help you to make your ideas. I think because of some restrictions, social media and all the stuff will be flooded with AI generated content, and some people will be closed in their small homes and small turtles, where they will be in their own world, imagination, and their thinking processes, their, let's say, passions, and all this stuff. But for now, what you could do is to leverage better ideas, better decisions. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Nike, Puma, Adidas made database of materials. Of course, I saw that they have machine learning algorithms. It's not in someone else one head. And guess what? It works better than do all processes in your head, because it's unsolvable for now, because you have limited capacity of thinking and information that you could proceed. Creativity hasn't died yet, and I think it wouldn't, but concepts and how people perceive it is really changed, and it depends on your goal and what you want to do basically. But if you want to be in art industry and in all this stuff, you must to figure out your systems, how you leverage them, and you don't must to express yourself, but you must work hard enough to impress your customers. Yeah, I don't know if it speaks for you, but I've dropped a link on GitHub for this project. You can check this out if you're curious in how it works in more details. Just write for me on LinkedIn. I think I dropped link on this GitHub and you just can check out. We need builders, not just dreamers.